Yo, sup, man? Sup, man? You know what I'm saying? Solarity, we back. Welcome. I wanted y'all to be in the right mindset, when listening to this video. You know what I'm saying? I'm finna spark some herb. This is actually not weed. I do smoke weed, though. When I feel like it, I be on and off, real Gemini shit. But that's not the main important, how y'all doing? How y'all been? You know what I'm saying? You already know that good shit. Like, comment, share, subscribe, all of that. I'm happy, everybody that made it to 2020, you know what I'm saying? I know 2020 so far has been, it has been some shit, you know what I'm saying? Kobe transition, it's been a lot of stuff going on. And, I just wanted to make this video too because it's just like I understand, and I've seen with myself over the past weekend with the Leo full moon and stuff like that we're doing a lot of purging right now. It's a lot of getting rid of unnecessary energy and blocks and shit like that. So I'm gonna break, that's what I'm gonna talk about in this one. I want to start. So this video, I'll probably title it energies, entities, etc. Okay, and I want to start off with a Bible quote. Again, for those of you who know me, I'm not a religious person, I'm a spiritual person, but the Bible, when you understand it, because it has multiple meanings for everything, it's just so cold when you really get it. So Ephesians 6:12, and this is one of my favorite Bible verses to quote. Ephesians 6:12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, right, but against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Again, we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Okay. The reason why I brung up or decided to use that Bible quote is because I feel like a lot of times in life, the way we think of things and our perception of things is it puts a block on the true understanding of what's going on. And now you're living your life subjugated off of the preconception about things in which you think things are, but honestly and really it's deeper than that. So it's just like you're not seeing the whole picture, so you can see how by that the outcome of what you get from that, that's why you get what you get. So like I said, energy, entities, and etc. Okay, so I think a lot of times when things happen in our life, we think in terms of certain people, those who are what they call conspiracy theorists, or those who are into the occult, and you get to doing a lot of research and shit, and you get to finding out, chemtrail, blah 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 blah. So you get to realizing that it's certain people in certain places that don't have our best interests at heart, right? And so I think by what I'm saying, this is where the Bible verse and all that tie into the whole videos, because I think sometimes we think in terms of people rather than energy. Like in the occult, the symbolism, even back to ancient Egypt, is an occult just mean the unknown, the hidden, the occult knowledge, the true knowledge. Like, what I'm saying? It don't gotta be no scary shit. That's just whatever you want to tie to it. And hey, you got free will. Do as you wish. But the all-seeing eye. So it's just like you could think of that as spirits or the universe. You know what I'm saying? And one of the things that I wanted to break down too is just how it's crazy how your mind kind of correlates with things that go on outside of you. And I'm gonna break that down. But it's like, so you may think like, oh, they're always watching. How did they know this? How did they know that? You thinking in terms of people. It's energies. It's different dimensions. We on the third dimension, my nigga. Like, it's energies and it's entities around you. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you get what I'm saying? If we're thinking in terms of people, we won't see, like, it may be an energy. It's like the Matrix, like Agent Smith. Agent Smith was able to manipulate and move into different bodies. So it's just the way the energy plays out is now manifested. And what I realize is, okay, now people, we finna get deep, and I'm gonna try to wrap this together. I'm a Gemini, so I be going over the place. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to keep it in a I don't like to say a box. Let's keep it in a triangle. Let's, you know what I'm saying? Let's keep it in a pyramid. But, what I realize is that at the same time, no matter how you look at it, for example, okay, and all of these points gonna come together, I promise. You got the left-hand path, you got the right-hand path. I guess the right-hand path would be like, religion, and what I'm saying, basically worshiping outside of yourself. And you have the left-hand path, which is when you realize that that's you. Either way, point A or point B, you're getting to the same destination. You know what I'm saying? Put the hands together, and whether I'm taking the left hand, and this is my left, but I don't know how it's gonna pop up on the video, or I'm taking the right hand, you know what I'm saying? It's like, now the triangle, either way, I'm putting them together, just gonna get to the same, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna get to you're getting to the same point anyway. But it's just like, I feel like with the right hand path, you eventually realize, like, oh, it's me all this time. So then again, to say, what I'm saying, what one of the left hand path, believe is that we are God broken down, having an experiencing these things, and everything is a reflection, everything is one, everything is me. So technically, okay, and then we gonna get to, technically, when things come up in your life, you could say, oh, it's these energies, it's these entities, or it's me. Both are true, because both of them, the first law of the universe is mentalism. You know what I'm saying? All is mental. So a man thinketh, so he is. So if you thinking this shit is happening outside of you and other things is doing it, then you affirming that to your subconscious mind. So now these things are going to continue to cycle in your life. So, what I'm saying, when I brought up 2020 in the beginning, it's like, it's a lot of clearing. It was just a Leo full moon. And one of my things is, right now it's like grounding. You know what I'm saying? I can be in the sky a lot, so grounding. So, what comes with grounding? That's, not being in, fight or flight, or, what I'm saying? That's, not being in the state of only being in survival and, thriving. The natural state of the universe is abundance. So, that's what I realized during this moon. It's just like, what? Because I stopped working a job. I just been doing my music because the universe been telling me. But at the same time, it's just like with anybody, the starving artist. And, some people do work jobs, everybody got to do what's for them. There's no one size fit all, nothing. And that's why, like, even a religious text can have different, viewpoints, what I'm saying, on it, and to how it affects you or applies to you. So I look at it like this, a lot of the times, it's not even a lot of the times, all of the time, because your subconscious mind dictates 95% of your life. And I like to say damn near 100, because your conscious mind is only running off the programs of the subconscious. I mean, you can attune to other things and you program it. So yeah, we're gonna say 95%, because then you can train that subconscious mind. How do you train the subconscious mind? Through repetition, through trauma, through colors, through symbols. You know what I'm saying? So that's why, that song that you don't necessarily like at first, and then they keep playing it, now you like the song. You know what I'm saying? So, but I say this to say that. So, I say that to say this. When you're working on attracting something new into your life, on breaking an old habit, there's always going to be some type of resistance. One of my favorite analogies that I like to give is like a wheel. If I'm pushing the wheel, or I can give a better analogy of, driving a car. A car got wheels on it, same, Let's say I'm driving, but I want to back up. Let's say, I'm driving, it's a park I seen, okay, I'm finna hit in reverse. Don't I have to come to a stop? Because my momentum was going a certain way, right? So I have to come to a stop, right? And I think that a lot of times in life, we expect to just go straight from drive to reverse. But if you went from drive to reverse, like ASAP, like, you damn near going, that's because the energy and the frequency of what you was traveling in one direction, you trying to switch to other without a middle ground, it's just like, you know what I'm saying, it's, you know, it's gonna leave you shook. So the universe, you know what I'm saying, definitely has you go through that period to see like, yo, do you really want this? You know what I'm saying? So along the way, there's always gonna be some tests. There's always gonna be something to overcome. But really, at the end of the day, you're just overcoming your own subconscious. Because remember, if we believe that I'm just having an experience and my reality is being projected to me from my subconscious thoughts, then anything that happens outside that seems to be a block or an energy or a person or energy or an entity outside of myself is just me reflecting that out. And now I'm observing that. So instead of me so much focusing on that, let me look within. And then, like I said, now let's get back to the car. Now you driving this motherfucker, like I said, you want to hit reverse. It's just like that in between time. That's you, 1111 on the camera. That in between time, that's you when you be like, you know what? I want to stop doing this. I want to stop procrastinating. I want to stop blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? It's always going to be that. So, you know, for example, let's say you want to stop procrastinating. I'm going to really work. Now, mind you, most of the time when you was in that frequency or that vibration of procrastination, you know, procrastinating, you know, and you didn't really want to do it, you always put it off. Shit, I'm speaking about myself. I always put it off, you know. And then that one day where it's like, you know what, bro, I'm done procrastinating. I'm going to get my shit done. Somebody hit me up. Oh, you want to go here? You want to? Nah, you know what I'm saying? But that's that manifest. But the day when I was at the crib and I wasn't trying to change it, you know, I might have hit somebody else up and they was busy, you know, something like that. So it's just like, it's just crazy how if all is one and everything is you and everything is a reflection of you, it's you outside of yourself that's doing it. But then at the same time, on the right-hand path, it's like you can look at it as a separate entity. You know what I'm saying? We dealing with spirits. And that's another reason why I like to, you know what I'm saying, smoke, because that's how that's how you can connect through multiple ways. I don't like to deal in absolutes, but that's a way in which you can connect, you know what I'm saying, with the spirits, which is just the ancestors and all of that shit. You know, been big on the ancestors. So, you know what I'm saying, when you break in those patterns, you got to remember that. And then also, too, the law of mentalism. Now, when you're breaking that pattern and you see that resistance, what do? You know what I'm saying? Do you fold? Do you be like, bro, I knew. Like, I knew that shit was too good to be true. You know what I'm saying? You see what you're doing? So now, you had the car slowing down, but now you took your foot off the brake and you not even going into the reverse because you so focused on, like, let's say you think the gear shift is stuck in the car. You so focused on the drive. You so focused on what happened. Is just like, dog, like, I was trying to change it. It's like, but my nigga, you got to remember, like, you going fast, bro. Like, you can't just reverse ASAP just because the car is slowing down and it don't reverse as soon as, like, you know, because you got to slow it down don't mean that motherfucker not going to reverse. It's just the fact that you've been going this way for however long at whatever speed. You know what I'm saying? So that's another one of the things that, you know, I just thought about. And then, okay, now touching on the entities and the energies and entities. Now it's, I love this shit. So now, going back to the first Hermetic principle, the law of mentalism. All is mental, right? All is mental. So what if that energy or entity outside of you is just a thought form? Now peep this. We're all hooked up to the collective consciousness. You know what I'm saying? If you want to look for, you know, it's just like, bro, you know, shout out my guy Sean Mill. He know exactly what I'll be talking about if he watched this video. The other day, we had pulled up to his crib. We was finna go work on some music. And I was singing a line from my other guy, Jalen G. Shout out Jalen G, his song. And that was the exact line in which my guy Myron, Sean Mill, was thinking about. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, bro, like, I was just thinking that. He was like, bro, chill out, bro. Like, I was just thinking that shit in my head. And, you know, to me, I was just like, bro, it don't even surprise him. Like, bro, we're hooked up to the collective consciousness. I just picked up on that frequency, or we both picked up on that frequency, because it's like the thoughts are like the internet. It's like this phone is not the only internet. We're not logging into separate internets. We have a lot of internets, and I'm gonna do a video, you know, I'm breaking down how I feel like we relate to computers, because it's like, does art imitate life, or does life imitate art? And I think it's both. But it's like, if life was first, then everything in life has to be an imitation of life, if you don't know anything other than life. You feel me? So, you know, back to what I'm saying, like, what if that energy or entity outside of you was a thought form, or they're placing these thought forms in you? Because we know life is spiritual. We're having a spiritual experience. So what if that energy entity, it don't necessarily have to be a person, but it can manifest in person, is that thought like, nah, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you want to, you know, for example, me with the music, you know what I'm saying? It's like, right now I'm in a position to where I'm slowing down. I can't say that I didn't hit the reverse yet, you know what I'm saying, as far as finances. But if I just be like, bro, this car not gonna switch, am I ever gonna get there? No. So I just have to bear through the time of slowing down. You know what I'm saying? You know? So, and I know in this analogy, it's kind of like one of them short ones, and you think like, yeah, you're driving, it's not that big a deal. But let's say that you didn't want to slow down. You just automatically, and slowing down is going through it. Maybe not having finances right now. You know, it's going through the doubts that come along, because now these spirits, these entities, these energies are now attached to that. Now, peep this. It's just so deep, bro. It's like energies feed off of energy. Entities feed off of energy, just like us. We're energy, right? We're a manifestation of energy, right? So, you know, most people that's gonna watch this video is pretty much probably vibrating hot, you know what I'm saying? I don't think I'm to the point to where I get trolls yet, but who knows? Shout out to trolls too, you know what I'm saying? But most people that are watching this, they will realize, like, you know, when they got that good energy, they realize people come around. Now, those are people who feed off of positive energy, but there are entities and energies, etc., that feed off of negative energy. Fear, stress, pain. If you don't believe me, or if you don't think so, I'm sure y'all do believe me, but it's like, look at the state of the world today. Now let's go back to Ephesians 6:12, my nigga. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. So it's just like, so what I believe, you know what I'm saying, is that, like I said, we are God having a human experience broken down into many facets. I don't believe this is the, you know, the next level is not going to be the highest level. You know, who created that? You on that level. You know, it's always a creator, but the creator is you. But it's just different forms that you're taking. You know what I'm saying? So it's like an album. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like you got songs, and it's all a part of the one album, but it makes up a song. Or just like a chord, you know, you got different chords, but it's one chord. So the creator would be the chord, and you would be a single note in that chord. You get what I'm saying? So I say, like, there are entities in higher realms that are above this shit that are in chords, and you know, that are chords. Some of them are inharmonious, out of tune. That's what they want. And some of them are very harmonious and in tune. But you know what I'm saying? This is the car. Now let's attach it back. Now remember how we plugged this up to our mind, and how it could just be our mind that's thinking these things and our subconscious stopping us. But now it's like, okay, there are also entities, but at the same time it's you. So those thoughts in your mind are coming from the, bro, it's so crazy how it's like, you look at it and it's like, bro, it's no separation. It's the same thing, but it's just different vibrations and frequencies of breaking this shit down, bro. So it's just like on a higher plane, it's those that may cause certain things to happen. Obviously, the earth has been in the rulership of dark entities that you know, people feed. And you can get into if you want to call it a conspiracy or not, but it's just like, when you're praying, do you know who you're praying to, or are you sending your energy to? Because it would be, if I'm an evil person, or if I don't have people's best intention at heart, I damn near will probably teach you to give your energy to something that didn't have your best intention at heart, but would make you feel, that way. Because, it's all about perception. So it's like, if your perception is that, oh yeah, I'm getting blessed, that's really your subconscious mind that's bringing these blessings and manifestations. Still show gratitude. I definitely show gratitude, but that's you on the other end. Not, it's no separation. But if I didn't have your best intentions at heart, I would have you give that same energy. I would tell you, and trick you into giving that energy to something else. And what you think, now your perception is all happy about what it is. So that's what it is in your reality, but you don't even know that spirit, that energy, that entity, that other version of you, that thought form in your mind is feeding off of that. It's just like the ego. It feeds off of you staying where you are. And it's just like, it's just deep, bro. It's just so deep. It's just so deep. So it's just like that energy. Notice, like, hey, I'm not getting a food source. Especially, I'm not getting that food source no more. I'm not getting, just like when you cut somebody off, they know. Like, even if you don't necessarily tell them, like, yo, bro, I'm not fucking with you. Like, they damn near know. They feel you, and they'll hit you up. You already know how you already know. You already know. So it's just like that. It's just like, damn, I ain't getting cis energy no more. Like, I don't like that shit. You trying to change? You trying to thought form, this, that. Now, remember, the thought form is the web. It's the internet. It's just like, you can be on a website and you can see some shit that's fucked up, that you don't like, that you may not agree with. Now, do you attach to that thought form? Now, the thoughts, the law of mentalism, all is mental. That's the first hermetic. So that trumps everything else. All is mental. Right? Now, I think you see where I'm going with this shit. Now, that energy can put out a thought form, in which could have you, because all the powers that be, the wickedness in the high places do, is have you. Shout out to Young Pharaoh. He talk about this all the time. But they have you use your free will, not for your best intent, but for their best intent. So that energy, notice, I'm not getting fed no more. And that could just be the ego. You see how it's just like, no matter on the left-hand path, if you think, okay, I know this is me, my mind, blah, 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 the spirit, blah, 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 or on the right-hand path, when you think it's spirit, and blah, 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 it's like, it's the same thing. It's just your perception of it. It's just cold. It's just cold. So it notice, like, I'm not getting that energy no more. So it's throwing little shit your way. But at the same time, is that your mind? Is it not? Can you... Do angels exist? Do spirits exist? You know what I'm saying? I personally believe they exist, but then at the same time, it's just like they exist within me and my mind and what's projected. Because this physical form, or however I would see them, would only be my subconscious programming, or what I believe in, what my lens sees it as. You won't see it the same way I do. You don't even see color the same way I do. We all see things differently. That's why it's so good to be true and authentic to yourself, because we all see things differently. That's why it's good to come together, because it's just like, you know what I'm saying? But, that's for a later topic on a later video and all that shit. But, yeah, I think y'all get what I'm saying. It's just like, at the same time, it could be energies, it could be your mind. At the same time, it's the same thing. But at the same time, you can change it. Now, when that thought form, when that post on Facebook, on Instagram, come across your page, do you now attach, when that car is slowing down and it don't go automatically in reverse as fast as you wanted it to, do you now attach to the fact that it's driving, or do you know this motherfucker finna slow down, I'm a reverse, I'm good? You don't be thinking that in the car, right? Now apply that same analogy to your life. It's gonna be some resistance, bro. Like, we've been feeding energies and shit for years, for I don't thousands, if not hundreds of, like, we've been like, you know what I'm saying, darkness been in rule in this motherfucker. Our sciences, our original, our, you know, the melanated, you know what I'm saying, it's just like, I can only speak for, because I do research on my ancestry and my people where we come from. It's just like, especially the melanated beings, like, we've been under our sciences have been twisted for not our best favor, you know what I'm saying? So do you attach to that emotion? Do you attach to that thought form? Do you attach to that entity? Do you attach to that spirit? Or do you know that this car finna slow down, I'm not finna trip? You know what I'm saying? Like, the power is within you. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you choose. Let me see what else I got in my notes. But I think I damn near touched on everything. Okay, as far as I touched on everything, as far as the energies, and you know what I'm saying, and you know, it's, you know, and like, that could be that fear, like we said, that fear, they pump that fear into you, that thought form. But fear is a choice. Fear is just an illusion. You know what I'm saying? Like, it would be times where, you know, for example, like I said, the grounding, like when I was living in LA, I'm back home now in Milwaukee and shit. When I was living in LA, I would like go outside, and you know, it didn't happen a couple times when my car got towed, and like from a distance, the vision, it might be another car, and I may have been parked a little bit to the side to where I couldn't see it. So that fear set in, like, oh shit, but then I get there and it's like, oh, okay, my car is here. But you see how that fear created that illusion. Now, if that energy sends that thought form down to you, do you attach to it? Do you feel that fear, even if the thought form is actually something happening in a physical reality? Like, do you attach to that? Because it's like a cloud. It's gonna come and go. Like, stormy days don't stay forever. So are you just gonna be like, oh, it's raining forever, I'll never go outside again? No, my nigga, you gotta continue doing what you do. You know what I'm saying? So I noticed that, you know, under the full moon, you know, I did my full moon, you know, let go. I you know, it's a ritual. I just looked into the candle, and a ritual is just convincing your subconscious mind that something is true. You know, convincing your subconscious mind, because you can't be like, hey, subconscious mind, I'm rich, nigga. Nah, it don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you can't do that. So it's just like, however you got to do it. I mean, going to work is a ritual. Turning on the light switch is a ritual. Turning on the oven is a ritual. Whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's one of my favorite Young Pharaoh songs. Shout out to Young Pharaoh again. And shout out to Bobby Hemmett. I mean, you know, he talking about rituals and programming your subconscious mind and shit like that. But you know what I'm saying? It's like, do you attach to that, man? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, oh, I was talking about the ritual. So, you know, I was doing the ritual, and I was staring into the black candle, you know what I'm saying? And I was watching the candle burn. I was envisioning all of my blocks, all of my abundance, and I focused it strictly on abundance. I was watching all of my abundance burn up with the candle and go away, and it was cleansed by the full moon. You know what I'm saying? And then it's just like, you know, next day, windshield cracks. Like, you know what I'm saying? I gotta go get that fixed. You know what I'm saying? While I'm working on abundance. Now, do I attach? Because that energy, that entity obviously felt like, hold on, this nigga he been doing it for a while, because shit been happening, but I just don't attach myself to it. I know what's going on. And when you know what's going on, and you peep and you know your power, you see they cannot fuck with you when you know who the fuck you is. You know what I'm saying? And I don't even feel the need, I feel I have to say this, but it's just like, you know, with cussing, it's just like, hey, I must talk how I talk. You know what I'm saying? This is not our native tongue anyways. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's another thing with perception. You know what I'm saying? This is another video for another time, but it's just like, little do you know, the other things that you saying that are so natural, like good morning, and you're learning to spell, and all of that shit, like those are actually the curse words. But you know, somebody who is on a certain frequency might look at me as like, oh, this nigga cussing too much. It is what it is, bro. But yeah, so it's just, you know, so I did that, and then, you know, that happened. I just realized, like, yo, it's just crazy. And then, you know, with the energy of the shadow period of Mercury retrograde, you know what I'm saying? Like I had you know, was playing some beats on my laptop the other day, and my laptop was sounding like it was about to damn near explode. Now I done had this laptop since like 2012. It never did this shit. Now, the abundance. Now, one of the things, the intentions that I set when I did that candle ritual was to really take off in my music and shit. Now you see, now my laptop in the middle of something being on, it just shut off. Now, sometimes when computers just shut off, you can turn that motherfucker on and you got the blue screen with the frowny face. And I know anybody that do work on a computer, you ever seen that shit? I know that's a gut-wrenching feeling when that motherfucker turn on, and this is your way. But I didn't attach. I just knew. I held that frequency, that vibration, like, yo, I'm gonna go home, I'm gonna chill. Tomorrow, I'm gonna open this motherfucker up, and it's gonna work on me. So, you know what I'm saying? That's what I, you know, so it's just about a continuous, everyday affirming things to yourself. It's like we said, we program the subconscious mind through repetition, colors, symbols, and trauma. We not trying to do that trauma thing, so, you know, just cut that out. So through repetition, you know what I'm saying? What's some things that I feel, you know, that help us get past these? Because, you know, we definitely want to not focus on the problem or the test at hand. We want to focus on solving it or going through it or dealing with it, you know what I'm saying? Not just focus on that. Let's move forward. So one of the things in which I feel helps a lot, not even I think, in which, no, I said I feel. One of the things in which I feel helps a lot is Solfeggio frequencies. Solfeggio, I think it's SOLFERFREGGIO, or binaural beats. You know, if you type in binaural beats, I should have said that first. BINURAL, binaural beats. And there are frequencies in which program your subconscious mind. Now, I put these frequencies on all the time. Matter of fact, I'm about to start putting them behind the videos. So not only when you listen it, you downloading the information, but now you're putting a certain frequency. Now, it's binaural beats for everything. Weight loss, attracting women, getting taller, abundance, love, prosperity, all of that shit. So if you turn this on, even if you don't think, like let's say even if you like, how do they know that this frequency is the frequency for that? Even the fact, my nigga, that you going to YouTube and going to binaural beats, love frequency, bro. Eventually, it's like your subconscious keeps saying this love frequency. Now, remember, the subconscious dictates 95% of your life. So now your subconscious, your life is a direct representation of your subconscious. So now that love is going to begin to show. But then again, now we're dealing with spirits, energies, entities. A lot of times, the way it will manifest is in a thought form. So if you, as far as like abundance, let's say you listening to the, you know what I'm saying? It don't necessarily mean only with binaural beats in general. A thought form will come like, oh, I need to do this today, or I need to, and then your abundance comes like that. Like, I need to do this, and then next thing you know, it's like you done started working on something, or you went somewhere and somebody necessarily might have needed something that was unrelated. Like, don't limit yourself. Your perception, your viewpoint, and your limitation on things, or your perception, your viewpoint can put limitations on things. Don't limit yourself to only receiving money through one thing. You know, millionaires and billionaires have multiple streams of income. Just because you want to be a musician doesn't mean you can't have another stream of income. You know what I'm saying? But that's about it. You know what I'm saying? I just, Solfeggio frequencies, positive affirmations. Like I said, so those really help play a difference. And then when that thought form, that energy, that entity come around, now it's positive now. You know what I'm saying? Accept it. You know, if you choose, hey, that's a thought form I like. That's a thought form that resonate with where I'm trying to go in this earthly experience. Go with it, bro. Go ahead and go with it. So with that being said, I know this video is a little longer. I appreciate y'all who you know, watch it all the way through, even if it's 2 people. You know what I'm saying? It's just gonna happen. It's just gonna grow. The universe just been telling me it's my time to shine. The Leo full moon is probably in Virgo now, but the moon was in Leo. It's just telling me, bro, it's your time to shine. You sitting back playing, and you know, that lack of self-confidence was being fed to, you know, energies, entities, thought forms, myself, my ego, my fear. It's all the same thing, my nigga. So yeah. But I'm excited. I'm about to be dropping videos again. So, you know what I'm saying? Share these, like, comment, subscribe.